Welcome back to Reading Bear. Today, we will take a look at some new I Don't Work Here Lady stories. And if you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and post some bear emojis in the comments. Let's go!
The first story is titled, You're in the Wrong Country if you think people are going to do that for you. So I browse this sub regularly and have a little chuckle to myself thinking about how people can be so dense in not realizing that customers aren't staff, but I've never had anyone think that about me, until yesterday. Apologies if the formatting is off since I'm on mobile. Here's your important background on me. I'm a British national who has been working in another country for a couple of years. I haven't been home at all during this time, so this year I saved up all my holiday, okayed it with my bosses, and decided to use it all on coming home from now until the new year. My flight touched down mid-afternoon yesterday at Big International Airport. I had opted to hire a car to use since I'm planning a couple of day trips to visit friends who now live across the country. It just so happened that the company I was going with had an empty-to-empty fuel policy. There was just enough fuel in the car to get you to the nearest petrol station, and you didn't have to bring it back with any specific amount of fuel in the tank. This all begins at the petrol station about 5 minutes down the road from the car hire place. I feel like this isn't a surprise to anyone reading, apart from the antagonist of this story, but she appears in a minute. But in the UK, on the whole, we fill up our own petrol tanks. People paid to pump your petrol for you are not a thing. If you go into really rural areas with no other petrol stations for miles around, you might get a hand from the one member of staff there, but that's it. This is the same in my country of work also. You mostly pay over the counter in the shop connected to the station, but for some of the chain petrol stations you can pay at the pump itself via a PIN machine. Sorry if this is like teaching your grandmother to suck eggs and you know this already. It just so happens that this petrol station in question had the pay at pump option. The queue for paying behind the counter was massive, so I decided when I pulled in to pay at the pump. There was a bit of a wait to get to a free pump, and while waiting I noticed out of my window that a car just turning into the petrol station was a hire car by the same company as mine. At the time it was just something to spot, but I didn't realize that I would be front and center in their crosshairs. I eventually pull into a space, get out the car, and start filling it up. I finish and reach into my pocket to get my card out to pay when there's a tap on my shoulder. I look across and there's an, I would guess, mid-30s woman standing there looking angry. I should note that I myself am a woman in my late 20s, and was wearing the jogging bottoms and university hoodie that I had traveled in, so definitely in no discernible uniform at all. I'll be calling her Shouty American, SA, for short. SA, finally someone appears. Can you tell these other cars to move so we can get into this space next? Me, tired because flying is draining, and confused, no. They were here before you. SA, but they're not with car hire company. You are because your car says so. Get them to move and then get pumping our gas. Me, I'm not employed by anyone, I just hired the car. Also no one's going to pull any petrol in your car other than yourself. At this point I turn away from her so I could pay, and she did not like that. SA, pulling my arm away from the screen. I don't want petrol. The fact that she was trying to make fun of my accent was just odd. I want gas. We were told to fill up here, and if you don't do it I will drag you to that office and watch as you get fired. Obviously, because she is on the verge of shrieking at me and has created a scene, a member of staff comes over and asks what is happening. I was going to politely explain that the woman just seemed to be a little bit confused over what she's been told by the car hire company, but she gets in there first. SA, this employee of your partner firm care hire company is terrible, she's refusing to pump my gas. Staff member, SM, to me, do you work for car hire company? Me, no, I just hired the car and needed to fill it up, and now I need to pay. SA, no. She works for them. Look at the stickers on her car. They're the same stickers on every hire car. SM, to her, madam, I don't think this lady works for car hire company, I think we just need to let her move on so she can leave and we can keep everyone moving. We also don't have any contracts with car hire company to begin with. At this point there are about 8 cars parked behind the car that she was in, since the driver hadn't thought to move into one of the now many free spaces next to the pumps, and many more indicating that they want to enter the petrol station. But SA seemed oblivious to this. SA, I want someone to fill up my car now. I don't care if you fill it up with petrol and not gas. She seemed to have no clue that petrol and gasoline are literally the same thing. You're all lucky that I don't film this and stick it on Facebook so you all get shamed and fired. SM, getting annoyed as there were people shouting and car horns blaring because of the blockage. You're in the wrong country if you think people are going to do that for you. Please tell the driver of your car to move, or we will have to have the car towed for an illegal obstruction. I'm pretty sure this isn't a thing, but I sense the guy was just hedging his bets that Shouty had no clue what the law was. She eventually signaled for the driver to move into a space, to the wonderful sound of British sarcastic cheers. It's good to be home, while the staff member apologized profusely for what had happened and offered me anything in the shop on the house. I went home with a tank full of petrol, a deluxe Christmas sandwich, and a good story to tell to my family. That probably wasn't the welcome to the UK that Shouty expected, but it was the one she deserved. The next story is titled Karens of All Types. Okay, so this one is going to be a little different than what most of you are used to. I work on the West Coast running my own business as a cybersecurity consultant. I'm 35 and have been in this business a very long time. I have around 10 employees, however the one we just hired is a special case. Very special. She is one of the dumbest smart people I know, and her attitude says she graduated with honors from an Ivy League school, and that means she owns you. Since I'm the owner of the business, I leave most duties to my senior security engineers, so she has probably only seen me a few times in the 3 months she's worked for me. Cast, K equals Karen, me equals yours truly, MF equals manager friend. I was out shopping for supplies in the office and I decided I was going to stop by my local Sam's Club for some lunch. I used to work there when I was in my early 20s, and I was friends with the now manager of the specific store while we were cashiers together. It's worth mentioning that since I was heading to the office after this, I was dressed in my formal business attire. I promise it comes into play later. The Sam's Club Cafe has some of the best food in my opinion for the price that they offer. I finish my food and have a chat with MF. MF leaves to go do manager things, and I go to throw away my paper plate that was provided to me for my pizza when I start hearing screaming coming from the cafe counter, which isn't even 10 feet away. I look over to see what is happening. Karen, what do you mean you're out of frozen yogurt? Do you idiots ever keep anything stocked? This was a common thing to happen in the summertime since everyone loves their frozen yogurt. Karen looks at me and rushes over. Manager, you are going to do something about this. I want that idiot fired right this instant. He was rude and called me an idiot for asking for frozen yogurt. Me, I don't work. She cut me off before I could continue, but it was then I started to realize she looked familiar. Karen, I don't care. You will fire this little pussy-ass brat right now, or I'm contacting corporate over this. After that it clicked. She's my employee. Me, I can't do anything for you because I don't work here. I thought about telling her, but I wanted to see where this goes. Karen jabs her finger into my chest as hard as she can and twists it. Listen, you retard, I don't know who you think I am, but I'm leagues smarter than you. The only reason you work here is because you're a reject who couldn't finish college. I almost busted out laughing at that comment, but I composed myself. At this point the actual manager, MF, comes running over and asks what wrong. Before I could explain, Karen steps in. Karen, he, pointing at me, assaulted me and verbally abused me while refusing to fire this employee, the girl behind the cafe counter, who at this point looked visibly horrified, and as his boss, you better fire him right this instant. If you don't, I'll have all of your jobs, you insignificant clowns. Yes, she really said that. She called us clowns. How ironic. Me, pretty much fed up now, I revealed my real identity. Karen, I'm insert name here, the owner of insert company name here, the consultancy you work for. We just hired you a couple months ago, right? I showed her my badge with title, name and picture on it. Her face turned whiter than snow. MF, I saw her jabbing her finger into you. The cops are already on their way. I didn't think it was possible, but her face turned even whiter than it was before. She looked like she was about to hurl. Anyway, the cops show up, look at the security footage, and without even asking me anything, they handcuff her and take her away. They talk to me and ask me if I wanted to press charges, and I said yes, court date pending, and later find out from MF that she yanked the cafe girl by the collar, slapped her, and pushed her back before I had seen her yelling. I asked the cops if I could have a word with her before they drove her away since she's my employee. They said yes and I walked up to her sitting in the cop car, hands cuffed behind her back. She is about to speak but I held my finger up in front of her face. Me, for someone who graduated with honors at insert Ivy League school here, you're pretty dumb. I was never impressed with your work and now that you're here I doubt you'll ever get a job in the security field again. Don't bother showing up for work anymore. I had to add that last part cause I knew she'd be out on bail. Her husband is pretty wealthy too. Never thought I'd run into a Karen that actually worked for me. The next story is titled, You Are a Racist. I Want to See Your Boss. This story takes place about a year ago. At that time I worked security at a big box store. I was on my way home from work, still in uniform, and decided to stop at a grocery store to find something for dinner. Normally I am the kind of shopper that is in and out very quickly, but I had a super crappy day at work and wanted something nice for dinner. So I wander lazily around the store, unwinding and figuring out what I want to eat. I go down the canned goods aisle and this lady looks at me, spins around at the speed of sound and starts screaming at me. Crazy lady will be CL and I will be me. CL, what the duck do you want? I am not stealing anything. Stop following me, you racist mother ducker. I want to speak with your boss. I was in shock for a moment as she went from totally silent to ear-splittingly loud in 0.2 seconds. Me, lady, I am not following you. I don't even work here. CL, yes you do. I see you in here all the time. I hardly ever come to this store. I am gonna get you fired for this. I am trying my hardest not to start screaming back at her. Me, ma'am, as I just said, I do not work for this company. I am just a customer. Now please leave me alone. For whatever reason this made her even more pissed off and she started babbling incoherently at higher and higher volumes. At this point I have had enough and walk off before she tries to attack me. As I exit the aisle, a manager comes up and says that he heard the screaming and asks if everything is okay. She barrels down the aisle like a T-Rex pursuing its prey and demands that she be compensated for being discriminated against. I tell the manager that she just started going off on me and all I want is to finish shopping. The manager confirms that I do not work for him and even points to my company's logo on my uniform. My company logo looked nothing like the grocery store logo. Well, Rexy is having none of it and continues screaming, calling the manager a liar until the manager tells her to leave or he will call the police. She stomps out the door and the manager apologizes to me, offering me a discount on my purchase. I turned him down as none of it was his fault, but he insists, so I accept and go home to make my fully loaded nachos. Let me tell you, they were some damn fine nachos. The next story is titled, Forced Racist Rich Lady to Dumpster Dive. Some time ago, I had a job as a runner for a crappy horror movie company. Part of my job as a runner was to go to the bank to make various deposits and withdrawals for both the company and the boss. I went to the bank almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day. The bank was in a really upscale neighborhood, so it was not uncommon to see some really high-end cars in the nearby lot where I parked. The lot was not free if you were just parking to walk the area, but you could get validation if you went to certain specific businesses, like the bank a few buildings away. At this point, I had been at my job for about 3.5 years, which meant I had been to this lot easily about 1,000 times. I knew a lot of the workers in the area by name, including the lot workers. We talked a lot, and oftentimes I could get away with not getting validation, even on days I wasn't working. I was in my mid-20s and was often in shorts, flip-flops, and a merchandise shirt from my company. We didn't have uniforms, so they just gave me a ton of shirts from their movies, so I would have some kind of identifier while I was out working. Now, I should mention that I am Hispanic with pretty dark skin. I normally wouldn't even bother mentioning that, because who cares? You know who cares? Rich entitled people. I've seen my fair share of veiled racism and typecasting over the years. Hell, even at that lot, I've been asked multiple times to park people's cars. They usually apologize and look embarrassed when I point out the guys in the polo shirts and vests with the name of the lot on them, so I usually just roll my eyes and go about my day. Occasionally, I'll get someone rude that will snap their fingers at me, which I extremely hate, or chuck their keys at me. I'm usually a little more of an ass, but nothing major. On this day, I was in a fairly poor mood. My company was starting to do some shady stuff and was screwing over employees. A lot of people hadn't been paid in weeks, and I was on half checks. The only reason I got any money was because the main meat of my job had me driving anywhere from 4 to 12 hours a day, and I can't do that without gas, which they reimbursed me for on top of my paycheck. So on my way to the bank, I bought a strawberry smoothie for lunch, as I knew there was no chance I was gonna make it back to the office to eat the food I brought. I pull into the non-valet parking in the lot, chat with the attendant while I grab my ticket, and start walking towards the bank. I hear someone shouting, "Jose. Hey Jose," but obviously I ignore it, as my name is not Jose. I walk past the lady shouting when I feel something smack me in the back of the head, dropping my glasses. I pick up my glasses and turn around and see this red-in-the-face lady glaring angrily at me. I was super pissed. I looked down to see what hit me and, of course, it was her car and house keys. This idiot literally threw her keys at a stranger's head. She was driving some really nice Escalade that looked like it was probably fully loaded and detailed regularly. I pick up her keys and shout, "What the duck, lady?" She shouts back, "Didn't you hear me calling you, you ducking beaner? It's your own fault for ignoring me. I'm late for my hair appointment, park my goddamn car." I was absolutely dumbfounded. I tried to explain to her that I didn't work there, but she was not having it. Every time I opened my mouth, she called me something even more demeaning and racist, questioning my intelligence and threatening to get me fired. She started walking away, so I decided, duck it. I hurried up, walked to the restaurant next door and shouted, "Hey, idiot." She turned around, steaming at her ears. I said, as calmly as I could manage, "I don't work there." Then I dropped her keys in my half-full smoothie and chucked it as hard as I could into the restaurant's dumpster. The look on her face when the cup exploded in pink chunks as her keys dropped into a stanky dumpster was absolutely the freaking best. I walked away, flipping her off as she turned and ran back to the attendants. After I did all my bank business, I went back to the lot and saw her shouting at the lot security and pointing at me. The security guard, who of course I knew, asked me what happened. I told him she threw her keys at me, started shouting obscenities, and refused to take them back when I tried to explain that I didn't work there. And also that I threw them in my smoothie and chucked them in the trash next door. He was holding back his laughter when I finished. She tried to get him to call the cops on me, but he explained to her that she willingly gave me her keys and refused to take them back, telling her that she should have taken that extra second to listen to what I was trying to tell her. She then demanded that one of the workers go into the dumpster and fish the keys out, but he just pointed at a sign that said that the lot takes no responsibility for lost or stolen property. He then informed her that her Escalade was blocking traffic into the lot and that if she didn't move it in 15 minutes, he would call a tow truck to move it. She did not like that, and she let him know she didn't through racist ranting and grandstanding. He stood there quietly the whole time and took it. When she was finally finished, he looked down at his watch and told her, "You have 7 minutes, ma'am." Wouldn't you know it, she angrily trudged off towards the dumpster. We had a good laugh about it, but he told me not to do it again. As I pulled out of the lot, I got a nice view of her in the dumpster furiously throwing everything everywhere. I honked and waved as I passed and went about my day with a big smile on my face. The next day, one of the lot guys told me that they ended up having to tow her Escalade. I guess she couldn't find her keys. Oh well, hope the hairdresser didn't mind her smelling like garbage. I'm not sure about the legality of this all, or if I would have been in any actual trouble if the police had been called. She just caught me on a bad day. I don't feel the least bit sorry about what I did though, haha. I guess the moral of the story is don't be racist trash, and also, don't just give your keys to anyone like an idiot. The next story is titled, Another Suburban Mum at Hot Topic. One day I decide to go into Hot Topic with my girlfriend. I'm dressed in my black combat boots, black jeans, black shirt, piercings, etc. I'm sorting through a rack of clearance stuff seeing if there's anything in my size. A woman is standing on the other side looking at the wall of shirts. I start walking in that direction when she grabs my attention. "Excuse me, I need to find this shirt in a large and I can't seem to find it." Judging by the fact that she's a middle-aged woman looking like she's on the local PTA, and is currently looking for a Blink-182 shirt, she's definitely shopping for her kid. I take a look at the shirt, find it, and grab a large. I hand it to her and take the other shirt and put it back. "Oh, I must have missed that, thank you so much. I also wanted to ask about this sale you have on denim, is it?" "I'm sorry ma'am, I actually don't work here," I said, smiling like an embarrassed kid I basically was. She just stops with the same smiling face and says, "What? I'm sorry ma'am, but I don't work here. I have no idea about this sale." She puts her head in her hands and just starts laughing. "I'm so sorry. You should grab an application, it seems like they could use you here." I joked with her that I was in there enough to know where everything was and I might just look into that application. She thanked me and walked to the dressing where, surprise, her daughter was changing. All I hear before I walk away is, "Oh my god, you'll never believe what I just did." Very wholesome interaction. 10 out of 10 would help sweet suburban mum helping her kid get her rock on. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and post some bear emojis in the comments.